Basically, my question is, since you are part of the administration party, we know the credibility of the administration party at the moment. Though you're part of my, you're one of the candidates in my short list. One of my personal issues basically is how would you unite, assuming you will be win the presidency, and then we have a lot of opposition that would put a cloud of doubt in your presidency and the way you won. So basically, how would you handle that? How would you unite the nation after?
First, I'm putting a start now by running a positive campaign. A campaign that respects each other and does not throw mud. I think the country is sick and tired of that already. Number two, I've proven that I have the ability to build a consensus, a principled consensus. What is the best evidence of that? One of the newest members of the Lakas Kampi CMD, and I was able to build that kind of consensus and that kind of support because I treat each person as a person. I don't stereotype, I don't judge. I've been in several situations before. I've been in the opposition, I've been with the administration. I know what it is to be in power, what it is to be outside of power. And I think the lesson learned is the most important thing is that enshrined in the Lakas Kampi CMD philosophy, that is the centrality of the individual as an individual, rather than typecasting, stereotyping, anything. I think it's a common tactic right now, really, to work on the basis of associations. But I think Filipinos should learn to wean themselves away from that because it has many ramifications and manifestations, not merely in the political sense, but also in the regional sense. Visayan versus this, Ilonggo versus this, Ilocano versus this. The religious sense, where it is more pervasive, there is bias and bigotry. And I think it's time that Filipinos develop a more objective and scientific mindset where they will be able to judge a person more objectively than mere association or associational tendencies. After all, life is not a basketball game all the time. We should go beyond teams and we should go to individuals too. So I think on the basis of that principle, I have the capacity to respect a person as a person. And I really don't care what perhaps the sins of his parents or whatever was. I judge a person as I expect to be judged. That's a two-way road. And working on that principle and several nuances, of course, in actual life's experiences, I can perhaps build a consensus. And I think I hold enough credibility with those who are contending now to prove, and they know that I can do it.
That's a very good answer because a lot of people I know really want to vote for you except for that association. Anyway, our last question is also a little bit related. What is your stand on the Angladlad and the LGBT community?
For me, there are a lot of issues also facing a person who is gay. Social acceptance, they're relegated, stereotyped as only fit for certain kinds of professions. There are a lot of issues other than sexual that need to be articulated by society. Sexual preference is merely a portion of the issue that needs to be discussed. And to me, the best way to see whether Angladlad is rightfully fit to be a political party is if they get the requisite number of votes to bring a person to Congress. Let the electorate speak. Let the electorate judge on whether or not it is a relevant, socially acceptable, or moral issue. That is the essence of the democratic process here. And I think that the COMELEC has no right to be a guardian of the morality of the public more so than a voter itself in questions not, of course, in certain egregious matters that society cannot still accept, like the pornography party, for example. I think the COMELEC can really stop it, or or Sabaka in UP, samahan ng mga bastos sa kantina. I don't think, I think some people from UP still remember that, you know. I think the COMELEC can step in. But in an issue such as ang ladlad, I think let the electorate decide. Why close the door beforehand? You can't substitute your judgment for that of another in this kind of case. I mean,
Thank you, Mr. Teodoro.